Hello, thank you for watching this YouTube video. This is Namtro here with Namtro Gaming, and today we will be going over the skill Rain of Arrows. Rain of Arrows is a ability. When you use it, it produces arrows in the location where your cursor is at. The way to make this go faster is by having increased attack speed. You can use it on yourself and make arrows land around you. And projectile damage and projectile speed, even though it doesn't really look like a projectile, increases both the damage and the speed of the arrow coming up and landing. One thing to note too is its quality gives increased attack speed. As you level it, it actually gives you increased physical damage. And, you know, it's kind of interesting. One thing to note, though, with the ability is it's not really an average bow ability. It's not really firing projectiles, per se. It's more of firing just a skill in a direction that does damage. So, there's a couple different things you can do to increase its effectiveness in a way. And I didn't bring those with me, but now we have them, so we'll go check that out. The first thing that you could do to increase its effectiveness is using an increased area effect. Increased area effect increases the area that is affected by it. The nice thing too about this ability is it also does damage based off of what your bow does. So you could do elemental damage with this, you could do physical damage with this, you could do basically what you want with this. The other thing to note too is you can use concentrated effect with it too. Although with concentrated effect, if you notice, decreases the range or the area of the ability by a significant amount. This can all be increased by other things, so you know, we'll go into that too. You could do crit chance, and you know, I wouldn't do power charge on critical, but crit damage would be okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, like stuff like change just doesn't do anything to it. Lesser multiple projectile doesn't really do anything to it. And probably the best things to... Oh, you can do accuracy though, because it is an attack. It is affected by accuracy. Increasing the projectile damage would also work as well, as you can see. It would also do more. Pierce doesn't do anything because it's not a traditional projectile per se, but basically anything that increases projectile damage will increase the ability's damage effectiveness. One thing to note too is if you get point blank. Point blank is interesting with the ability in the sense that if mobs are next to you and you use it on top of yourself, any monster that's hit by it is, you know, it's just like normal point blank. The nice thing is when you get the area effect larger and larger, when they're getting close to you, the damage gets significantly more and more. Even when it's like this big and you're launching it on yourself, the damage is still counted as point blank anywhere within that area. So that's why it's kind of an interesting spell. You can do a combination of point blank with alongside a unique called Chin Soul. Chin Soul is also another unique that's pretty nice for this build, in the sense that you get 100% more bow damage at close range. The bow itself doesn't have absurd damage, but the thing is you have to consider is you're getting 100% more damage. That means anything you get from rings, amulets, anything that's getting amplified by your passives, any elemental damage, all that will be getting augmented by that. And it also gives you a small knockback, so while you're doing it over and over again, creatures will be continuously get knocked back by your ability. And, you know, so with a combination between all that and like conk effect and increased area effect, and then getting things on the tree like increased area effect nodes would also be good. These nodes right here would be good. You could always, you know, if you're doing more of a elemental weapon damage build, these nodes are usually really good for weapon elemental damage. You can always go for aura nodes for weapon elemental damage too. Auras always give a huge chunk of elemental damage. Otherwise, as always, attack speed would also increase the amount of arrows you can put into the air and the less time that it takes for them to actually hit the ground. Ballistics mastery, same thing. The projectile speed actually kind of simulates attack speed as far as once you launch it, the arrows go out and hit the ground faster. You can't. It's not actual attack speed though. It doesn't increase how many you can launch out, but the projectile damage does affect it too, though. Yeah. So and bow damage would affect it as well, obviously, and you could do crit chance. Like you could do a lot of stuff with it, and it always uses your bows. That's the thing with attacks is it will always use your weapon's crit chance. So yeah. Otherwise, hopefully this helps you out. We'll be doing more of these videos throughout this month, and hopefully you have a good day. Thanks for watching.